so you could actually see straight down to Mr. Ezekiel Hersey Derby's farm. Do you remember that? It was a very different view. And this I always find to be one of the most disconcerting spots in Salem, don't you? Because when we were here, this would be where you would come if you were going down to the waterfront. Because as you can see, there's a gentle drop and then a rise. Because in our time, the bottom of this area, which is now, I guess, New Derby Street, was actually the South River here in Salem. This was the original waterfront. So you would come down here, and there would be vessels anywhere from little fishing schooners to much larger brigs that would be docked along the small wharves out here on the South River, and warehouses lining Front Street, which we'll be seeing in a minute. But you can really get a feel here for the basin of the South River. And as Mrs. Carlton said, this was where you could also see all the way down to South Salem, or the South Fields, and the farmland that was down there. Many people don't realize that there was actually quite a bit of farmland within maybe 20-minute walk of here in the center of town. We had the North Fields, the South Fields. Even as you head out towards what they now call the Salem Willows, that area was all being farmed as well at this time. So to see all of these vehicles on the street down there and the pavement is quite remarkable, I think. But right here, this was where the custom house was in our day. It moved in 1819 to the waterfront on Derby Wharf, but this was the center of town. So captains and merchants would arrive, and then they would come here to the custom house to do all of their paperwork, and this would be where that was. So this was all houses and shops, a very mixed area. I believe the gardeners were somewhere down here, and the Pickmans were where that garden was. Do you remember that house with they had the codfish, the golden codfish on the staircase, because that's how their family had made their money. And there were several other families who lived along this area. But of course, the big family who really controlled so much of Salem's mercantile establishment was the Darbys. And in 1795, Mr. Elias Haskett Darby built a beautiful mansion just down the street here, which no longer stands. Let's go take a look at where that was.